Okay, dude. Everybody's. Oh, wait, no. Okay, sparked experience. Or wait, what do I want to call it? It's not my sparked experience because that would be like this experience, but um, sparked sparked remembrance. Okay, so this is the way I remember it. I do not remember there ever being anybody named Sarah. Everybody's name was Mary. Like everybody's name was Mary. Because if you remember correctly, I'm pretty sure that there wasn't that many letters in the alphabet yet. It's the Greek alphabet, right? So, like, maybe that's why everybody had to be called Mary. I don't know. If the letter J wasn't there, then what the fuck? Right? Okay. So, I never know where to look in this camera. Like, maybe I should just talk to myself because it is easier than talking to the camera. Okay. So, the way I remember it is that everybody's name was Mary. Okay, I'm going to start this over. Or do I start it over? Can't be perfect. I got to be like authentic. Authentically me. Okay, so everybody's name is Mary, right? And here I am, and I have some kids. 3 daughters. 1, 2, 3. First one, Mary. Second one, Mary. Third one, Mary. Not Sarah. Although, if you want to tell the story that way, you can tell the story that way. Totally. Let's tell the story that way too. There's infinite possibilities, right? Okay, so Mary, 1, is my little Magdalena. Magdalena, Melody. She's the melody. My son is Music, my oldest, Incarnate. Then there is Melody, Maggie in this life, Maggie Wren, also known as Greta Bird. She has lived many lives in this one life that I'm living and that my husband's living. She's been traveling with us the entire time. She's with him, she's with me. Now she's with us again. Because she was our dog just a minute ago, who died the day before my birthday of last year. And then I went to a show right after that, the next day on my birthday. And that was one of my first healings in the whole spectrum of Jesus is real. Love is real. Come from a place of love. And that's how I learned that everything was going to be okay. Well, it was my second healing, I guess, because my first one associated with death that I knew I was healing, that I knew everything was going to be okay. Because when Ma died, I did not think everything was going to be okay. I was like, no. I was truly heartbroken, but in a different way because I wasn't fully awake yet. I was just waking up. So when I got to Calvin's death, my husband and I looked at each other and we knew that it was part of the way everything was supposed to go this time in the story. In order for us to wake up, I think that's what Calvin's death did, or Judas, you want to call him, his death. it woke us up, officially woke us up. And we knew everything was going to be okay. We knew, okay, this is the way it's supposed to go. Because we were in a strange way. We were like, this is strange that I'm sad and I'm devastated, but I know everything's going to be okay. Shout out to best friend Calvin. Whom we will talk about later because he has some wishes that need to be filled in his dreamality for in respects to the schooling process of life. Like literal schools, not life schools. Not soul schools. Okay. So back to what I was saying about the story. Okay. So then Greta happened. Our dog got hit by a car the day before my birthday last year. And I just kept saying, Jesus is real, Jesus is real, Jesus is real. And that's when I had the story of the Good Samaritan. Like I knew I was in the Good Samaritan because of this person pulling over. First of all, the person pulling over and telling me, hey, I just hit your dog, who was a Cancer. That was his sign. Yes, I asked him. Because that was a moment of, can I forgive you? But can I heal in the same respect? Can I do that in the same moment? Can I forgive this person for hitting my dog, but also help them feel better about it? And that naturally came out of me. Naturally. I asked him after the Good Samaritan pulled over. So then there's the Good Samaritan and his wife. And they just had a baby. And here I was still in dreamland a little bit of, is this happening with my daughter? I fully believed it. I fully knew that it was happening in my heart and my soul. But could my reality self bring it through? And when Greta died, she got hit. My first thought, I heard it happen, and then my first thought was my daughter. My daughter. My daughter. My daughter. My daughter. Why am I thinking of my daughter at this exact moment? My dog just got hit by a car. Why am I thinking that? And why am I feeling this wave of peace that's over me? You know, and don't get me wrong, my body was still in fight or flight, but something in me knew it was going to be okay. And the guy comes down the road and said, I just hit your dog. I just hit your dog. And I said, what? My dog? You hit my fucking dog? My fucking dog? My dog? Fuck, fuck, fuck. Yes, I say that word a lot. But then I had to go lay on the road with her and let her go. But she wasn't. She was holding on, man. She was holding on. And while I was able to, well, these Good Samaritans stopped this man and his wife and their brand new baby. And I'm like, of course you have a brand new baby. And they offered the baby's blanket to my dog and wrapped her up in it. And then they had a tailgate. They had a truck. So we put her on the tailgate and they drove slowly while I walked behind her while she was dying. And the guy who hit her was walking with me. And when we got my driveway, I needed to figure out how to cope. I was like, oh my God, I don't know what to do. And so then I said, I need to know everybody's signs. I needed to know your zodiac signs. And it has nothing to do with the people in the scenario. I realized this yesterday. It has to do everything with me. Everything with me, because I need to figure out where the fuck I am in this trinity of life. Where am I in the journey on the star chart? Where am I? Because I know the shape of the star chart. I don't know anything about star charts. Like if you asked me to read your star chart, I'd be like, but it's in my soul. I just know. I know where I'm at when I confront certain signs, and the signs will be everywhere. Get it? The signs will be everywhere. So why wouldn't I ask the zodiac signs of the people that I'm with? It just came out of me. I was like, I need to know your signs. And I need to analyze this real quick, you know, or heal it real quick so that nobody's traumatized from this. And I kept saying, Jesus is real. Jesus is real to myself, to stay calm, to stay in peace. Jesus is real. Jesus is real. And the Good Samaritan guy, he was a Leo. So he was a Jesus energy, I guess. I think we all have Jesus energy in us, though, if we get to that certain frequency. And come from love. Just come from love frequency. Love for the oneness, one for the all, not a separateness. So, anyway, my story, back to my story. Okay. I have all these side notes, right? Sparked moments. Yeah, he was a Leo and his wife was a Capricorn. And their baby was 2 months old. So their baby was if it was the day before her birthday, August. So, what the fuck? Their baby was a Leo, dude. Their baby was a Leo, and it was born on my daughter's birthday. You can't make this shit up, dude. Okay. That's why I had to revisit this memory. Oh my God, this is a live action podcast. This is realization after realization. Okay, so July 26th was the baby's birthday. Leo too. Okay, and at this point I knew my daughter was going to be a Leo, and then Greta gets hit by a car on the 20. It was the 27th. So, okay. I know her birthday was his birthday was July 26th. Because they said 2 months yesterday. They did say that. Wow, it's amazing how you can revisit memories. But you go back to the memory and you're looking at it from a new angle, like a new perception, because you've traveled like more on the journey. You've gone around things and twisted a little bit, and now you're looking at it from this angle where it was happening over here when it happened, and then you're still traveling, right? So yeah, you can revisit memories, and I feel like when you have a friend that you can process those memories out loud to, it can be a good thing or a hindrance. Because the hindrance would be if your friend is writing your narrative for you. However, if you know they're trying to write the narrative and they don't know it, well, that's not good either. But if they know it, they're putting in their own narrative, their own perspective. Guess what? You're knocking out two perspectives at the same time. Because if you can put yourself in someone else's shoes and see it from their perspective and hear the way that they saw the story happen, right? Which I'll be interested to know how this guy, the Good Samaritan, saw this story from his point of view, because guess what? He's writing a book. He said, you keep saying Jesus is real. How do you know? And he said it, well, first he said, you keep saying Jesus is real. And it's just wild to me because I have all my notes from my book in my car that I'm writing a book about Jesus. And you keep saying Jesus is real. And they said, can I ask you how you know that? And I said, well, can I be completely honest with you? Mushrooms. I'm sorry. Mushrooms are what told me that Jesus is real, because I got to meet Jesus. Um, but Jesus is so cool. Like, because the way that Jesus was revealed to me, okay, I wrote in my back room, which I'll post pictures of this, but I wrote in paint right after I started really waking up. Well, right after I met Jesus' energy, Jesus' soul, yeah, when he spoke to me and saved me and washed me clean of all my burdens and the burden of being myself. That's what it was, the burden of being myself. Like, he washed that away from me and gave me love in return and said, love yourself. I love you just the way you are. Love yourself. So, because love radiates out. That frequency radiates out, and people just think you're automatically beautiful because you're being yourself and you love yourself. And the people around you will mirror you. They'll be like, wow, that girl really loves herself. And I'm like, yes, I do. Okay. Sometimes I get confused though. But now I'm not confused right now at all. So, because I just had an epiphany about how it's truly all adds up and the numbers add up. So, anyway, he asked me and he goes, when I said mushrooms, to be honest, mushrooms, he looked at me and he was like, come on, I'm sick of hearing that answer. Like, come on. And I'm like, what? No, dude. Like, let's be real. Yeah, so I said, yeah, good luck with your book. But okay, I asked everybody's signs, and the guy who hit my dog, who actually ran her over, he was a Cancer. I already told you that, but he was a Cancer, and I told him, I said, oh, you're going to carry this hard, like, in your emotions. Don't let it destroy you. Let this go and forgive yourself. I forgive you. Like, forgive yourself, though. That's the most important thing. Don't carry this. Leave it here. Leave it here. And that is my story. Okay. Oh, okay. So back to the Marys. So Magdalena is my first. Mary Magdalene. Nah. Okay, I added the nah. Lena. And then the second would be Mary Jane. Okay. In this life, she's going to be Kaya Jane. Okay. And then there'll be Marta. And I don't know her middle name in the last life. I don't know what I called her. It was probably Mary of Bethany. Maybe. But we haven't reached that far on the journey. We're at Kaya right now. We just had Maggie. And she came back. And I met her soul. Like, obviously, I was with her soul too. She had to come as a dog first and in this life and prepare me for her to come through, to see how she was going to be as a baby. However, as a baby, I think that when I had Greta, I carried this energy of anxiety a little bit, a lot. Wow, a lot. Okay, a lot. And I wasn't on the ground because I was carrying that anxiety. I wasn't grounded because of the anxiety, not because of other things, because of the anxiety that I was carrying about being myself and resting in love. Yeah. Okay. And when she came back as a human, well, she came and she's like, Mama, I had to prepare you to see how I am as a dog so that you could be prepared for when I'm a human, that I'm always going to be around and I'm always going to be with you. And I guess she was probably showing me, if you're not grounded, I'm not okay because you're not okay. But my daughter is so amazingly calm and beautiful and so grounded because I'm grounded in myself. Jesus led me here, people. Jesus led me here. Right here, right here. I mean, I've been here the whole time, but right here, right here, right here in the heart. Open your heart, open your heart. Okay. Open your heart, open your heart, open your heart. If you open your heart, the rest will follow. Okay. Stay open to the Lord. Jesus is real. And there'll be one more child after the 3 daughters if I decide. Otherwise, he'll be channeled through my husband. Bass. Bass, we got melody. We have rhythm. Kaya. I don't know why I always hesitate on okay. And Marta is lyric. So it'll be Marta lyric. Okay. I think I summed up what I needed to say just now. And Soland podcast. Together we make fireflies. Backwood sparkle. Do-do-doing. Wiggy wiggy whack. Holla holla back.